another video. Today I'm not actually going to be actually playing anything, maybe, probably, more likely not. Uh, however, this is more of a video trying to reach out to the members of Your Overwatch. Just a little bit of a concern that I have. I know they primarily play on PC and all that. However, a point that I know they've made in previous videos, but I don't feel they stress enough, is that the meta of console Overwatch versus the meta of PC Overwatch are two completely different things. And it's simply because of the mechanics of the game. In PC, certain characters are easier to play as than they are on console, whereas other characters are easier to play on console rather than PC. Uh, Also, they've been stressing how to make comps in solo queue, which is completely different in PC than it is in console. In console, 9 times out of 10, the only person you're gonna communicate with in your group is anybody within a chat that you created on your console. And there's really no way whatsoever to get all the other people on your team to actually communicate with you. So we have that issue. Also, so because of that, choices that you make for characters and play styles with characters differ on console than they do on PC. And I think you guys do an amazing job of covering how to play specific characters. However, you can't exactly play them that way on console, which you need to cover more how to play on console or get somebody like me. Although I wouldn't be a very good choice. I mean, I am a pretty decent player, but I have a long way to go before I am of Your Overwatch's capabilities when it comes to teaching people how to play characters. I can make basic guides on how to play specific characters. However, I just recently watched a video where a play style for a character wasn't working, and it really irritates me because they just generalize for PC, but when they generalize for PC, everyone gets the same ideas for console. And one of those ideas is that Lucio is only effective for speed boost, which when you're solo queuing on console, that is a terrible idea because you cannot communicate with anyone unless they're in a party with you well enough to get any effective use out of a Lucio speed boost other than getting everyone away from that diva ult that's about to go off in the center of your group. So on I play primarily on console. So when I play Lucio, I constantly have my healing activated. Constantly. The only time I activate my speed boost is when me and someone else just died and I need to get them back into the fight as quick as possible. Because on console, you don't have as many people dying as often usually as you do on PC, because on PC, for most of the characters that people play, it's actually easier to aim with. Yes, we get aimbot, but aimbot is actually kind of a hindrance for a lot of the characters that we have to play as. However, if we take it out of the equation completely, we're even more hindered than we were with it, which is kind of, it doesn't make that much sense when you think about it, but think about it like this. If you're playing with a mouse and keyboard, you have better control over the aim of a McCree. Okay, well, if you had mouse and keyboard and you had aimbot and you're playing with McCree, that would actually hinder your gameplay. Why? Because aimbot instantly targets the body, not the head. But if you completely take out aimbot for when you're playing McCree on console, you're hindering yourself even more because the joysticks don't aren't as effective as a mouse and keyboard when it comes to precision aiming, which is why console needs aimbot. So because of that, specific characters like McCree, Hanzo, and Widowmaker are a little bit harder to play with. And though a lot of things are the same when it comes to the meta between PC and console, like Hanzo will more than likely beat a Widowmaker every single time. Not so much since recent updates that have buffed Widowmaker, and you see the great Widowmaker players coming back to their Widowmaker, maybe taking a little bit of time to get used to Widowmaker in bot matches, and then going into matches and playing Widowmaker, Widow maining again. But it's kind of like Lucio, basically any healer in the game, with the exception of Zenyatta. If you're not healing your team, you're not getting very good use out of the character, basically. Because on console, people don't play like they do on PC. On PC, people are thinking of team strategy because most games on PC are team strategy games that people play, because most of the games that people play on PC are MOBAs. So they're used to the whole we need a good team comp, team strat, so on and so forth. Whereas on console, they're used to playing Call of Duty where it's every man for themselves, so the healer's main job is to not be selfish, for one, unless you're playing Ana. Because Ana really kind of needs to be very selfish, because every single time there's an Ana on either team, that Ana is instantly targeted by at least 2 or 3 people on the enemy team. That's just how it is. So Ana needs to nade herself quite often on console, which is kind of sad, and I really love playing Ana. Actually, this is coming from a support main. Like, the only support that I really don't play as very much is Symmetra. However, with the new update, that is kind of changing a little bit. Symmetra has become extremely powerful. However, I do prefer healing over just kind of supporting. If I'm just kind of supporting, I'll play Symmetra or Torbjorn, because they are good support characters. Yes, Torbjorn is classified as a defense character, but he's more of a supportish character, just for the simple fact that everyone relies on his armor packs. Everyone relies on his armor packs. But the point I'm trying to make is that the people of Your Overwatch need to take into consideration that there are people who are playing on console who are watching their videos and trying to take the PC meta and play it on the console, which just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. That's all there is to it. It just doesn't work. So they need to try to draw a fine line between PC and console. Yes, a lot of the things that you see them doing on PC, or a lot of the things they suggest for uh, for team comps or how to play characters, a lot of that can work on console. It just takes a lot more effort for a lot of the characters. And a lot of the ideas that they're talking about basically rely on you having communication with the rest of your team. But if you're kind of solo queuing, you don't have that, so you need to they need to cover the console situation where there's no way you can have communication with the rest of the members of your team because no one wants to communicate with you unless they're directly friended you. So I like the information that you put out, but as a console player, I find that whenever you're talking about team related issues, it's kind of counterproductive for me to follow that advice a lot of times. And I really wish that you would cater more to your console playing audience. I hope at least one of you watches this video. I would greatly appreciate it if you guys could receive this video and take my thoughts into consideration. Didn't really want to mention anything in the video that I watched, simply because I didn't want to get roasted by the people in your comment section saying no, they're exactly the same because they're the same game, which is a major misconception, which should be addressed, which you guys have addressed before on your channel. I know you have. I've watched videos where you have addressed that. But you don't address it enough and you don't stress it enough, so people automatically assume that they're exactly the same just because they're the same title. And I want you guys to help separate the two games, or separate the two versions of the game, basically. I hope this was just a little bit of, or a little bit informative at least, for anyone that's not Your Overwatch. Uh, thank thank everyone for watching. Hopefully the people of Your Overwatch watch this. I doubt they will, simply because I'm a small channel. It's kind of hard to find me. But thank everyone who came to watch it live, the two people that came to watch it live. Uh, please leave a like if you thought this was helpful. I don't know how you would think this was helpful, but if you thought it was helpful, leave a like. Subscribe if you're new. I'm gonna read the one comment that I got, and then I'm gonna end this. Okay, two comments. Yes, thank you for your input, Yurt. And hello, arrows. Yes, yeah. I wasn't gonna make this a very long video, so I'm not gonna give your example, but thanks for your input anyway. Uh, thanks, thanks for watching. I'll see everyone in the next broadcaster stream. Uh, please leave a like if you liked the video, subscribe if you're new. Peace out, everyone.